last time Oregon and Colorado State met, the stands were rocking. It was the 1990 Freedom Bowl, and it was a thriller. Sean Burwell was a promising freshman, and Bill Musgrave a promising pro. But it was the Colorado State defense that denied the Ducks at the goal line on a two-point conversion for the victory, 32-31. From Fort Collins, Colorado, nestled against the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, it's college football. This afternoon, the Oregon Ducks open up their season as they take on the Colorado State University Rams. Hi, everybody. I'm Todd McKim along with Ken Woody, and welcome once again to another year of Oregon football on Prime Sports Northwest. And it may seem like summer with 85-degree temperatures, but it's football time.
Well, I can smell those hot dogs in the tailgates. It's got to be football season.
You always had a nose for the food, didn't you? This afternoon, we expect a good matchup between a team from the Pac-10 and the Western Athletic Conference. University of Oregon coach Rich Brook in his 17th campaign. That is more seasons on the Oregon sideline than any other Oregon coach.
And he probably has a little bit of the first game jitters. This is his first game as athletic director and head football coach.
Meanwhile, for Colorado State, they have a new program, a new system, a new coach. Earl Bruce is gone. He took with him his Big Ten style of football. He's now a broadcaster back in the Big Ten country. And Sonny Lubick comes in, and here's a man that's had a lot of success throughout the years. Last year, the last 4 years, the defensive coordinator for Miami.
Well, some may say Earl took the Big Ten coach's attitude with him. Sonny Lubick is a player's coach. The players are really responding to his enthusiasm. They're really excited about this year.
Keys to the game, first of all, for Colorado State.
Well, Colorado State has got a new coach, a new system. It's going to be real important that they execute and try to minimize your mistakes. Obviously, you want to do that with anybody, but with a new system, there's going to be a lot of excitement. They're going to have to get that out of their system early and play well. The second part of it is they want to hang in there. They'd like to have this game close. Going in the fourth quarter, the last 7 games, Colorado State has not given up 1 point in the fourth quarter. They feel if they can make it go that long, they've got a chance to win.
And meanwhile, for the Ducks, with that experience and also that big size, especially in the offensive line.
Talking to an alum today, he said he cannot remember an Oregon offensive line any bigger than this. Neither can I. Pac-10 should be a big, physically dominant kind of team. The Ducks need to put that out there today. And then, as a Pac-10 team tends once in a while to do against a team they might consider from a lesser league, they got to stay focused. Avoid the mental mistakes. We saw a game 2 years ago in Salt Lake City where the Ducks, those same 2 keys were up on the board. They didn't do it, and the Utes came away with an upset win.
Oregon has won the toss of the coin, elected to defer its decision until the second half, and so Colorado State will take the football. A slight breeze at the back of Tommy Thompson as the Ducks get ready to kick it off and start the 93 season. Remember, we are at 5,000 feet of altitude, and I know Tommy Thompson has a strong leg, but that one went through the end zone on the fly, and so the Rams will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And we've already got a few words being exchanged between the two teams. The special teams obviously trying to set the tone for this afternoon. Brown, Zeno, and so forth. It's a good offensive line. They returned 4 of 5 starters. The only newcomer is the center. 3 wide receivers and a tight end. That's the basic formation for Colorado State. They'll hand it to the fullback, Brown. He slips across the 20 and gets maybe a yard, and that's it. The tackle by Ernest Jones, the All-American candidate, the outside linebacker position. Defensively for Oregon, Williams, Malapai, and Bandison. Malapai played only 3 downs last year, was injured in the opener against Hawaii, out with an elbow injury that required surgery. The linebacking core, Jones, Tomo Peau, Massey, and Asher. Tomo Peau actually moved to the outside this year after playing the inside the first 3 years in the program. 2nd down and 9. Oregon with an extra defensive back. They go back once again, and Romeo Bandison is right there to stop the ball carrier. A gain of maybe 1. Take a look at the secondary. Coda Walker getting the start in place of Alex Molden, who did make the trip. O'Berry and Jeff Sherman, the All-Pac-10 academic selection.
And Jeff is getting his first start.
Olsen near side, and we have some movement.
You just saw an example of it right there.
And they'll stay conservative with the draw on the ground and gain of about 8 yards on the play, but it's well short of the first down. Bandison once again making the stop, and so the Rams will have to boot it away.
Gain, they would have got enough for a first down. They spread the Ducks out with a 3 wide receiver formation with 6 defensive backs and It's going to be soft in there, but they didn't get enough to get a first down.
We're looking at Brian Brown, who has returned from a knee injury to get back into play, and a great kick by Mike McGee into the wind that drives Brown back to the 30. Trying to get to the outside, and he doesn't do it. Oregon's first offensive possession of the season. Tailback is Burwell. The fullback is Shedrick. They got a 3 wide receiver look. Burwell has a nice open. Great block by Eric Barnes, and Burwell spins forward over the 40 to the 42-yard line with a free safety. Greg Myers got some help from Andre Strode. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for Oregon.
Ducks have got a very similar rushing approach as they did last year in the Texas Tech game. That's the very same play that Burwell got a lot of yards last year on.
O'Neal, his first toss, and it's incomplete. Well short of Deadwiler, who had major offensive category. He has had a tremendous career. I'd like to cap it off with a 1,000-yard season, something he has not been able to attain. Back to Burwell, right side. This time, there is nothing doing. A gain of about 2 on the play.
The Ducks' offensive approach today is going to be one of trying to be patient, hammer away. Colorado State likes to play a lot of 2-deep defense, and Coach Bellotti was telling us last night that leaves the Rams a little thin on the off-tackle positions on both sides of the formation.
Burwell now split out as a slot back. O'Neal dump pass over the middle to Shedrick. One of his rare receptions. Shedrick has huge yardage inside the 40 to the 36-yard line, and a first down for Oregon.
Showed right there. He's done a lot of work in the offseason. Wide receivers and tight ends ran off their defenders, leaving a back underneath. Big hole. Big gain.
Shedrick comes out. Looks like an equipment change. Pulu Malapai, a true freshman from Honolulu, takes his spot as the fullback. Malapai trying to get a block on Schneider. Schneider did a nice job of closing the hole. Finally making the stop was Kenya Ragsdale, the inside middle linebacker for Colorado. Oregon first drive of the game, and they've moved the ball from their own 27. Whistle and some movement at the line of scrimmage.
A run defender in a pass defense situation.
Counterplay to Shedrick, and not much doing there inside the 40 to the 38. Offensively for Oregon, you see O'Neal, Burwell, Shedrick, Deadwiler, Corey Murphy getting the start as a flanker, and Willie Tate, the outstanding tight end. Up front, that quintet averages 300 pounds. O'Neal to throw. Great protection. Over the middle, he's got a man, Corey Murphy, first down. Murphy to the 20-yard line where he's banged to the turf right there, but a big third down completion. Danny O'Neal to Corey Murphy for the first down. Vincent Booker made the stop.
Defense mode. In this situation, they strung him out on the left side. Murphy came in from the right side. Big hole across the middle. Nice job being patient by Danny O'Neal. Big third down conversion.
Ball at the 20. Give it to Shedrick. Trying to cut back against the grain. Gets maybe 2 to the 18-yard line, where Oregon was a little lax last year, getting the ball into the end zone as opposed to Tommy Thompson trying field goals. Counterplay to Burwell. Great defense there. Stunning and twisting up front by Colorado State, and making the tackle is number 30, Garrett Sand.
Great job of reaction by Sand. He was, Colorado State is playing their linebackers about 5 yards deep, but you're going to see him see those linemen pull and step up and fill the hole. It's a great job by inside linebacker.
Fake the counter. O'Neal pressured, throws, and Willie Tate unable to haul it in. 35-yard attempt. A good snap, and the hold is good. And Thompson with the strong leg, and he splits the uprights, and Oregon is on the board. With 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter, it's the Ducks with the first points of the game. Well, last time he kicked it about 65 yards, 75 yards. That one's about 85. Anthony Hill, his second offensive possession, and they've run the ball all 4 plays. This one's going nowhere. Brown stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Gary Williams made the tackle, but it was John Tomo Peao with the initial penetration to foul. And we have an injured Ram down on the field. That's Mark Donnelly, a junior from Terre Haute, Indiana.
See on the replay, they try the draw on first down, and the Ducks are, I would say they sniffed that Stanford with Jack Elway.
And was an offensive coordinator here back in the early 80s. Hill to roll, dump pass, incomplete.
That's right. In the spring, they said it was just a matter. It's a penalty on the Rams, ineligible receiver downfield, but it was just a matter of time before Dante picked up the system and really started being able to display his athletic skills.
Oregon declines the penalty, and that'll set up third down and a little more than 10 yards for the Rams. Antoine near side. And now they're going to put Brown in motion. Quarterback draw. Not a bad call if it was designed that way. Good pressure from the outside by Ernest Jones initially, and Hill had to keep the football. Brian Brown returned a punt for a touchdown a couple of years ago against ASU. Wow, this is a boomer. A rocket job that Brown fields at the 28. Can't get to the outside and gets back to the 32-yard line. Great coverage by Colorado. You look at Sonny Lubick.
Very personable man. Players really like him. He's a big contrast to former head coach Earl Bruce, who got in a little bit of trouble with assaulting his players, I guess is the way you'd describe it.
Double tight end set this time. They give it to Burwell, tries to bounce to the outside. One thing about Oregon, Ken, they'll give you a lot of formations and mix it up.
Well, particularly at the beginning of the game, you want to see as many formations as possible and see how they're going to line up against you. Then go back and say, hey, this is the best formation for this play. This is the best for that. Ducks going with a 2 tight end approach right now.
Deadwiler, the lone wide receiver. Rams showing blitz. Shedrick eludes one tackler at the line of scrimmage. In their eagerness to attack the Ducks defensively may have been offsides, and they are. Defensively for the Rams, Moran, we've called his name on special teams already. They like Steve Norton, Steve Hodge, and Brady Smith. The key to Colorado State this year defensively, according to their people, is they've got to have good play out of the defensive ends. Schneider, Ragsdale, and Ingram was a big play maker a year ago. And the secondary, you've heard all of those names called already.
Well, the one thing different about being a defensive end in an even scheme is that not only must you rush the passer, but you've got to keep contained. And in an odd man defense, oftentimes they have an outside linebacker who will take over that responsibility.
Shedrick fighting for the first down. Fumble. Ball is loose, but it is ruled to be dead.
Good job here, Shedrick, keeping his feet going, and he's definitely stopped there.
And look at Ragsdale trying to strip that ball free. So we'll have a measurement here. 5:23 to play first quarter. You can see just inches shy. So it'll be third down and inches. O'Neal on the sneak, and he has the first down, just staying right behind Howington, and he blasts out about 1.5 yards. Injury update on Mark Donnelly, the offensive tackle for Colorado State. Donnelly apparently has re-injured an ankle and is not expected back this afternoon. First down. Now the Ducks go back to that 3 wide receiver look. Here come the Rams on a blitz. O'Neal has time, throws, and it is caught by Deadwiler. Yes. He hauled it in. And Deadwiler with his first reception.
Nice job by O'Neal of standing in there. He knew there was a blitz. He brought Burwell back in there to protect. And it's very obvious when Colorado State is in man-to-man coverage as opposed to their traditional zone 2 deep look.
Deadwiler, the second leading receiver a year ago, would have been the #1 receiver had he not broken a collarbone against Washington State and missed a couple of games. First down pass by O'Neal over the middle, wide open is Tate, and he likes to knock people over when he runs. How many guys will it take? Well, it finally took Steve Harden to knock him down, Oregon's offensive tackle. Excuse me, that's Josh Wilcox. That's his first reception.
In the old days, there was a penalty for trying to aid the runner, and, you know, this would be close to it.
Wilcox with his first reception, the son of the former Oregon great and NFL star Dave Wilcox.
And that's great hustle by Harden down there. You can see that he's trying to shake hands with Wilcox. Let's see. Colorado State was in man-to-man again, and the Ducks are playing with 1 tight end, and they're splitting them out in the slot.
And that still is Wilcox in there at the tight end position. They'll go back to the run with Burwell, and a great play, knifing in for the loss is Brian Schneider. And that's something he's done a lot throughout the course of his career. That's his 20th career tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And now we'll put the Ducks in a long yardage situation. O'Neal, might be a screen. It is. And they've set it up decently, although coming from his cornerback position is Andre Strode to break it up.
Keith Howington tried to get out in front of that screen and was just a little bit late. Ducks had it blocked pretty well except for just the last defender. You're going to see a good block right there. And as you can see, Howington was tripped up and really couldn't get out in front of Burwell. The Ducks like to run kind of these slip screens to Burwell down in the scoring zone. You recall last year against the Cougars, 2 touchdowns, and again against Arizona State.
Burwell will go in motion near side. Shedrick the lone back. 5-man rush, twisting and stunning. O'Neill will take off and try to run, and he's tripped up right at about the line of scrimmage by Sean Moran. So once again, Oregon gets inside the 30, but is unable to put it in the end zone, and Thompson trots on to the field.
O'Neill might have thrown the ball to Shedrack, number 24 here. As you can see, he steps up. There's Shedrack, and he was in a little bit better position. I don't know if he could have got the first down. The good news is the ball's right in the middle for the field goal attempt. But O'Neill might have done a little bit better had he been able to flip the ball off to Shedrack there.
This one's up, and it's true. So Thompson 2 for 2. Oregon 2 for 2 in scoring as far as offensive possessions are concerned. And with 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter, it's Oregon 6, Colorado State nothing. Well, this one, again, for the 3rd time, goes through the end zone.
Colorado State has yet to get a first down. A penalty hurt them their first drive, but right now they've not had great field position. Oregon taking advantage of the win so far.
Look over the middle, and it's incomplete. They come with a sweep to Brown. Chad Cota out there defensively, and he nails Brown for a loss of 2.
You get a chance on the outside. You see the tight end tackle, number 87 there.
Hill back to throw. Over the middle. Caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. Alex Molden on the coverage. He's averaged 48 yards a boot. This one, another rocket job, but not as far as Derrick Deadwiler fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Colorado State. And that was the inability to hold on to the ball by Deadwiler. Turns out to be the first turnover of the season.
Well, not only is it a turnover, but you can see him just took his eyes off the ball. He was trying to get ready to run, but that's a 45-yard loss for the Oregon defense, getting the wind in this next quarter.
Only 44 seconds remaining in the quarter. And the Rams have it on the Oregon 36. Play action pass to Hill. Look deep down over the middle, intended for Olsen. It's incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Herman O'Berry. And Olsen saying, hey, he climbed back. And O'Berry is down.
Well, first of all, O'Berry's contact came after the ball was there. It was not impeding Olsen's chance. You can see that he just came down on him after the play actually was over, and that ball was so far over his head that you couldn't call a penalty anyway. See what he hurts here. He's going to come down on that left ankle, it looks like. Rolled over on it.
Well, there's a look of Molden, one of 3 Oregon players from the state of Colorado, and they are going to take Herman O'Berry right into the locker room. The locker room is at that end of the field. Now the Rams go to a 2 tight end alignment. First time we've seen that from them. Hill will roll out. Will get away from the containment. Has a first down, the first of the game for Colorado State. And he's inside the 25 before Chad Cota could knock him out of bounds.
Cota did a really nice job of kind of hanging out there and forcing Hill to turn inside. You're going to see him in the bottom part of your screen here in a second. You're going to see Cota, there he is, just making him turn in, but there's no linebackers. The linebackers are gone.
Stay with the 2 tight ends. And this time they'll give it to Brown. He tries the left side. Good job by Jeremy Asher, fighting off the block, making the tackle with support help from Dante Lewis. And that's not a puny tight end he's taken on. Mark Smith, the tight end, is 6'6", 230, and Asher making the stop. That's the end of the first quarter of play. Oregon leading Colorado State, but the Rams on the move. The season opener, Ducks and the Rams. Oregon with the lead, but the Rams have the ball 2nd and 9 at the Oregon 21. Brown in motion. Brown trying to elude traffic, just dumps it. Pretty smart play. Good pressure by Gary Williams. Both offenses have stalled right around the 20-yard line when they've had these opportunities. 8-man rush, dump screen to Olsen, and a super job by the corner or the safety over there, Dante Lewis. If he doesn't make that tackle, it could have been a touchdown.
Well, Gary Williams also took a hard left and pursued too, and that's a pretty impressive thing to put pressure on a quarterback on a screen. You're going to see him, 54 is right there on the right side of your screen. Ball is thrown, and he's going to take off.
So a field goal attempt by Mike McGee. They'll spot it at the 23, a 33-yard field goal, angle left. Almost offsides by Oregon. This one's up, and McGee knocks it through. So it's been a day for the kickers. Thompson with 2 field goals, and McGee with 1. And the Rams have cut into Oregon's lead. It's 6-3 with 14:12 to play in the second quarter.
Nice job by the Oregon defense of coming in after a sudden change. And
there's Deadwiler, drops it again. In the first quarter, the Oregon Ducks racked up 100 yards of total offense. 6 first downs to only 1 for Colorado State. O'Neal pass, nice sidearm job to get it out to Shedrick. So Shedrick with 2 receptions early in the ball game.
O'Neal looks very sharp right now. He's getting the ball off quickly, and there's no indecision. He knows exactly what he's doing out there.
Hand it off to Burwell. Nice cutting move over the 40. Burwell to the 45, hit from behind and falls forward to the 49-yard line. Kenya Ragsdale and Greg Myers stopping. Wilcox in motion, and he's played extensively this afternoon. O'Neal, Shedrick with his 3rd reception. A good shield block by Wilcox, and another first down. A gain of 13. Roy Williams the stop for CSU.
Same play the Ducks completed 2 plays ago, and it's just as open. You see 98 coming in to rush there. He should be out there on Shedrick. Rams find themselves 1 defender short, and Wilcox, although he didn't knock anybody down, as you say, Todd, he shielded a defender off.
3rd consecutive first down for the Ducks as they move into CSU territory. We go back to the fullback, Shedrick, and he's the workhorse so far.
Well, I think we all had that feeling after the spring game that Oregon's offense here had dimensions that we were seeing that they didn't have in the last 2 years. And right now, that's just the way it looks.
O'Neal, play action, fires, caught by Corey Murphy. Nice move at the 20, banged down at the 18-yard line. Corey Murphy with his 2nd reception. Vincent Booker made the off-season conditioning program, and he's been on the mark.
O'Neal is really mixing it up. Good play action fake in the middle, opens up the hook zone outside. Corey Murphy, excellent job. 6 different receivers have caught balls for the Ducks so far today.
O'Neal fires it out, and how did he see Sean Burwell there? But Burwell has the reception and is knocked out at the 3-yard line.
I don't know if he did this as an afterthought or not, but when Burwell went in motion, nobody went with him. Right the last second, O'Neal had looked off number 98 there and then threw it back to Shedrick. That's a great job of picking up the open receiver, because 4 rushers were coming to the side of only 3 blockers.
This is Murphy in motion. They'll give it to Burwell, and he is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard. Herman O'Berry, you see they got the boot on to prevent swelling. And let's hope that it's only a sprain.
Good sign of him coming out, because if he were real serious, they'd probably keep him in the locker room. And
fake the counter. O'Neal throw incomplete. Maybe had a little bit too much mustard on that one, because Shedrick was wide open in the end zone.
Ducks have done a real nice job of faking play action and getting their fullback out in the route. O'Neal kind of forced that ball a little bit here. It's like, he's so open. But yeah, that's definitely a fairly hard throw, but you'd like to make that catch.
O'Neal over the middle. It's almost intercepted into double coverage. First down and goal at the 3, and they had a touchdown. They just couldn't play throw and catch. And this one, precariously close. Maybe should have been intercepted by Booker. Yeah. He was sitting right there.
Really, first mental mistake by O'Neal of throwing a ball in there. I don't think he saw that defender coming from his right side, but still, that's the one thing about football. You don't get any credit at all for the yards you make. That was a tremendous drive by the Ducks.
Thompson to attempt his 3rd field goal. This one a 21-yard attempt. The kick is up, and Thompson is now 3 for 3. This one is high, but short. Fielded at the 5. Oh, my goodness. Good night, sweet prince. Dan Meade, number 30, and I'd say he laid a big old lick on Leonis Brown.
I mean, how many times do we see the Oregon defense actually have to cover a kickoff? And that's big-time coverage. Boom! Whoa! Better check your fillings on that one. Again, poor field position for the Rams.
Trip set near side. Here's Brown trying to make it to the corner, and no way. Alex Molden came up quickly.
Defensive backs, they're not real big. They run very well, and they're physical. I mean, they are good tacklers. They're aggressive guys. They kind of like that confrontation. See Molden, nice job. No one's going to go around his end.
Go to throw. He's in trouble. Jump pass, caught. For about 4 yards. We'll hear a lot about in future years for the Ducks. Made the stop. 5'11", 180-pound sophomore from Los Angeles. Had a tremendous spring filling in for Molden.
Well, Hill wants to throw to his right, and the reason he does is there was someone coming wide open across the middle. There was a mix-up between Molden and Sherman on the coverage, but he was unable to get the football off, and he was instead forced to throw to his left. But I'll tell you what, the Ducks were going to give up about an 80-yard play unless somebody could catch 0 for 4 third down conversions for Colorado State.
Ducks showed blitz. Here comes Ernest Jones backside. Hill throws it. The ball is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Eric Olson on the far sideline. Molden on the coverage.
Well, Eric Olson was the receiver who was wide open across the middle the play previous. This time he's taken a deep route. Does a nice job. He's open, but that ball is thrown just a little bit too far outside, and had he made the catch, he would have still been out of bounds.
So now McGee will have the wind at his back. The Ducks with 10 men at the line of scrimmage. They're going to fall back. And another, wow, this is unbelievable. This might end up in the end zone. And Brian Brown is going to hope that it goes in, and it will not. It'll be marked at the 1-yard line. Well, two tremendous kickers displaying their talents this afternoon.
The Ducks had a 76-yarder from Tommy Thompson last year in the Cal game, and it turned the whole game around. As a coach, I don't know if you can fault Brown for this.
Well, that guy actually made a bad move there in trying to touch that ball because it wasn't going anywhere. The worst thing he could have done was batted it into the end zone if you're a CSU fan. So now the Ducks pinned against their own goal line. They'll give it to Shedrick, first man through, and the big offensive line trying to wedge forward, and Shedrick will squeeze out about 2 yards.
I didn't know that Isaac wasn't a Falcon anymore, because normally he's the Falcon.
Murphy in motion. O'Neal to pass from his own end zone. Look out, he's nailed, but he gets the ball loose. Wilcox fumbles. Ragsdale picks it up. Ragsdale at the 3, and that's the second turnover of the game for Oregon.
Second turnover of the day for the Ducks. Both of them deep in their own territory. And this is very similar to the plays they've been running earlier in the first quarter. O'Neal gets a little pressure, gets the ball off. That ball is certainly catchable, but trying to tuck it away and run with the ball, the sophomore.
Ragsdale made the recovery, and now CSU with an opportunity to take the lead. Brown trying to cut back. He gets down to the 1-yard line, and that's it. No, he did not. That's Van Ward, and he did not get into the end zone. He's about 6 inches away. Jones and Tomope
right ahead against the Ducks. They've got a bigger defensive line. Those outside linebackers, inside linebackers can defend the run very well. Good job by surge by the Ducks, you see. There's some pretty good penetration on the right side. Jones, Massey there. I almost said Farwell. Jeremy Asher.
Bill likes to run some option, too. They're going to pound it once again, and here comes Hill all alone outside containment. And a touchdown for the Rams. 6:38 to play. You see just the keeper. Asher took the fullback. Jones left out in space. And that ball is no good. That kick is no good. So we had praised Mike McGee for his punting efforts and his field goal, and fails to give Colorado State the lead. So with 6:38 to play in the second quarter, we are all tied up at 9-9. Kickoff by McGee. And it's into the, excuse me, that's not McGee, that's Napier. He's the kickoff man.
No way they should be in this game, but yet they are, and they should actually be ahead.
O'Neal. And he's going to throw this one into the side.
One thing to lose it down, but yardage too. That's insult to injury.
Drop play to Burwell, trying to go outside, now inside, puts his head down and runs into Kenya Ragsdale and gains 3. Movement, and we have penalty flags. Somebody on that left side of the Oregon offense might have budged. It might have been hardening.
Well, you know, we talk about the Ducks staying focused. Illegal procedure. That's...
Well, it's both Howington, I believe, and Harden.
Yeah, both the left tackle and left guard thought the ball was going to be snapped, and it almost looked like O'Neal flinched a little bit, too. See if Colorado State plays his zone coverage or comes after the Ducks.
4-man rush. Backside pressure. O'Neal down. Sacked. Away from his own end zone. And I tell you what, you mentioned it, that punt by McGee really fired up this Rams team.
That's right, and this Colorado State defensive line doesn't look like they're being manhandled at all. Steve Norton, number 96, we've seen him all over the field.
First punt of the day for Thompson. Myers last year averaged over 11 yards of return, was among the national leaders in punt returns. Thompson, spiraling kick. Myers will drop back to his own 40. Tries near side. He's got good speed, reverses his field, and is knocked down at midfield on a good solid tackle by Jeff Sherman.
Well, you can see the Rams are going to have great field position. They've got the wind with them. I'll tell you that the fumble by Deadwiler was really critical because it happened right before the end of the quarter. The Ducks were going to, run that quarter out.
4:32 remaining in the second quarter. First quarter dominated by Oregon, leading 6-0. And the second quarter, the Rams defense and special teams have done the business. Hill with a big hole. Hill with an elusive run as he's got the first down inside the 40.
Well, that physical superiority, it looks like it's a product of kind of a mental attitude. The Ducks were just having their way with Colorado State up front. Right now they can't block them and they can't close the hole very well either.
Brown the lone back. Hill to throw. Hill deep down over the middle. This ball is caught. 19 yards.
Ducks brought some pressure, but the pressure came late on the right side. You can see the interior did a nice job at defending. Here's a great catch across the middle. Defensive back cannot cover a receiver really more closely than that without committing an interference. But Hill, was off to a shaky start. Now he looks real sharp.
Well, they have not been able to run the ball, but the threat of the run has certainly opened some lanes. Now they'll go back to the run with Brown. He hurdles over the top and gets 2, winding down to the 3.5-minute mark of the quarter. Hill. Again, over the middle. This ball is incomplete. Penalty flag thrown. The middle of the Colorado State offensive line. Take that and make it 2nd and long, or make 3rd down and about 8. And they'll take the penalty.
See the holding on the right side here. Number 64 is trying to choke the rusher there. You get your hands up in the face mask area of someone, they're going to call that one every time. Interesting decision by Coach Brook, but this gives the Oregon defense a little more chance to work with. And, Colorado State is still 1 for 6. 3rd down. It's not 3rd down yet, but you got to feel you got a chance to maybe get a turnover.
Oregon showing pressure. Screen pass and a great job by Jeremy Asher. He had a bear hug on Brown in the backfield, and the pass never had any chance to go to Brown.
Line judge did not get a chance to see that very well. If he had, he would have called holding on Asher. He was holding him all the way.
We have a timeout for Colorado State. They want to think this 3rd down and long play over. 3:01 to play in the second quarter.
If you're going to lose your concentration, I'm not sure there's a place to lose your concentration, but here you see Asher down in the left-hand corner. Yes, he's definitely holding there.
Wide receivers split to the right for Colorado State, including the far man, Paul Turner, and he's a real speed burner. Now they go unbalanced line. Here comes the blitz. And Hill gets away from Chad Cota. Hill will throw it. Incomplete. Intercepted but out of bounds.
Nice job by Eugene Jackson. Not only did he push the receiver out of bounds, but the ball was deflected and he picked it off. Good pressure inside here, and that's just great athletic ability by Hill. He's got too much yardage to go to run the football. There's another advantage to taking that penalty.
McGee to try his second field goal of the afternoon. This one's way left. And we have a penalty flag in the middle of the line of scrimmage. Holding CSU, and so Oregon will take. Point has been flipped. Now there's 2:47 to go in the quarter. And Oregon with an opportunity in that decent field position, maybe to do something.
Well, and although this score may end up being tied, it's just amazing the dramatic shift in the emotion of both teams right now. He's going to hook this ball to the left anyway. Never had a chance. And I don't think it was deflected there, but that was just a over-the-top pull.
Kristen McLemore in the game, split to the top of the screen. Murphy and then Josh Wilcox in the slant. There's Burwell, big hole. Burwell 40. Burwell 43-yard line. First down, clock stop.
Well, this is as good as a completed pass. Doesn't take Sean Burwell very long to run 14 yards. One thing about against the two deep, you want to spread them out and run it in that off tackle area, just where Burwell ran the football.
Do what you gotta do.
They'll go the same play. The result not the same. A gain of 2 out to the 45-yard line. Timeout Oregon with 2:12 to play in the first half.
Colorado State has got to make a choice. Are we going to defend the formation, play our two deep, or are we going to have to try to stop the run inside?
O'Neal has some room to run. Schneider in pursuit. O'Neal has the first down and is bumped out of bounds by Vincent Booker. Andre Strode.
Heady play by O'Neal. Has the presence of mind to get outside where there's fewer tacklers. He sees where the first down is and gets the first down and stops the clock. Nice play of stepping up. And as you can see, he's not indecisive at all about what to do. And there's that Brian Schneider. He's everywhere.
O'Neal on a half roll. Ball is caught by Murphy, out of bounds. O'Neal. Plenty of time. Lost it near sideline for Josh Wilcox, and he and the defender get their legs mixed up. Andre Strode, and it falls in. Colorado State, a little defensive look change. They go to a 5-man, and once again, the left side of the offensive line. Hasty, and that changes the situation completely. Well, Steve Harden's got problems with Danny O'Neal. This is the third time that he's been a little hasty. Of course, Barnes also jumped the gun as well. O'Neal lost it down the sidelines to Murphy, who stopped running.
Never rule out a fake.
The Rams certainly are not. Thompson against the wind, and this might end up being a pretty good one. Ball is caught, tipped, throw it back. They did. And so the Ducks pin the Rams inside the 10-yard line. Now the rule in college football is you mark the ball where originally touched. That was Paul Jensen down there, not where it was down. That way special teams can't just bat the ball around a little bit and pin you a little bit deeper.
Good coverage by the Ducks there. And one thing, when you see the guy's hand go up for a fair catch, nobody can run with it. You're supposed to look up and find the ball. The Ducks did just that. You know, about a minute and a half to go. The Ducks still have 2 timeouts on the scoreboard anyway.
Double tight ends, play action pass. Hill, he's looking for the speed burner. This is Turner, and it's almost intercepted by Alex Molden.
Well, I think you see one reason why the Colorado State players have really taken to Sonny Lubeck. Here it is. The last thing you'd expect is to throw deep out of your own end zone. And he's obviously letting his players know, hey, we're going to go after these guys from the Pac-10. And the receiver was there. Just a great job by the defensive back of kind of making up ground while the ball was in the air and keeping it from being caught. Now they did the Ducks a favor by stopping the clock.
Now they go back to the option. Hill trying to get to the outside. Has one man out there, Cota, and he doesn't get around him. Stays inbounds, and now Oregon would like to use one of its remaining 2 timeouts, and they do exactly that. 1:15 remaining. 3rd down and 9 for the Rams. 1:15 remaining in the half. Game tied 9-9. Big play for the Oregon defense. The counter play to Brown, and this one's got a chance. And it's going to be close. And he got a very judicious spot. That'll be a first down Rams. And Hill, unsure of the formation, calls a timeout. 52 seconds remaining in the half. Each team with one timeout remaining. Hill, and they're going to air it out again. Near side, this is incomplete. Short, underthrown. The intended receiver was Ronald Antoine from Beaumont.
You know, you get into a situation where you might make him make a bad decision. Last year he had 3 more interceptions than he had touchdowns, so he has made a mental error to himself.
There's the counter play that they used so successfully on third down, and it works again. They go to the short side of the field and pick up 8 yards. So the first half comes to an end. Sonny Lubeck and his Colorado State Rams hanging right in there with the Oregon Ducks. We're tied 9-9. Look at Danny O'Neill with a good solid first half, 11 of 18, 147 yards, was sacked once. And he also scampered once for 10 yards. So you look at the deep people, Sean Burwell. And a young man you're going to hear a lot of in years to come, and even this year, is Dino Filia to the far side of the screen. And one of them hopes to return it, but to do that, they'd have to catch it off the post. They had a nice blend of the pass and the run. Shedrick, a surprising weapon in the receiving department. Burwell, the leading rusher, with 47 yards today. Colorado State with a 6-man line. And they'll go with a counter play. This is Deadwiler. Cuts against the grain and then is drilled to the turf.
Position to defend the play, but Deadwiler did a nice job of cutting back towards the middle. Turned a potential loss into a nice gain. 2nd and 3. Good block by Barnes there, number 63, making sure the outside defender didn't get Deadwiler. Deadwiler is now cutting inside back to his blockers.
And Rich Brooks is going to ask Sean Burwell in the film session, why didn't you hit somebody? O'Neill stumbles, backside pressure. He eludes one, throws it left-handed. That'll be intentional grounding, and that's a bad play, making a bad play worse. Norton and Hodge, the 2 defensive tackles, applying the heat.
Well, the left guard, Barnes, lost his man, could not get him in time, and O'Neill actually got out of his grasp, but then, you know, we talked so much about concentration and focus. There's an example. He's going to be sacked. He's on his way down, and he throws it away. You be the judge. You see Barnes puts his head down and misses his man to the outside. O'Neill's going to get away from him. Right here, you've just got to tuck the ball away, and you know, if a left-handed throw to Steve Harden is
not in the playbook. Draw play, nothing doing. 2 yards for Burwell, and the Ducks will be 3 and out to start the third quarter. Good snap. And a wobbler. Myers will field at his own 49, and he has a hole, and there's a penalty flag.
See the penalty here in the lower part of the screen, right? There's a clip. And here, right here, there's another clip right in your lower left. So the officials could take really any one of 2 calls there.
Hill to throw on first down. Pressure by Bandison over the middle. Almost intercepted by Mulder. By the Rams. Mark Smith on the deflection.
Well, right now, that's the main thrust of Colorado State's game plan, is to get the big break. Good pressure by Bandison on the outside. That ball should have been intercepted, but at least-wise, you would never expect that someone to catch it on a rebound. And you know, there's a situation where, as an official, you tell me who moved first. Looked to me like the Oregon nose guard, Malapai, moves first.
Well, the quarterback backed out, too.
Yeah.
The nose guard should never be offside, should he? He's supposed to be
because
right
he's got
over
that
the ball.
Football right in front of him. Now maybe the center double clutched it too.
Yeah.
But on replay, that's a good call by the officials.
Pass rush, Hill in trouble, and he's going to be hammered down at the 35. And you can pick out 4 Oregon defenders: David Massey, Bandison, and Gary Williams amongst those.
Watch on the left side here. Urasek has just got a big arm all over Bandison. And that's kind of a giveaway when you're in between the quarterback and the defensive lineman and you can't go that direction. You got to be being held.
2nd and 21. Hill, the wide-out pattern, and a little miscommunication between Hill and his wide-out Turner. And if the Rams do not convert here or pick up some yardage, it'd be a 50-plus field goal attempt. And McGee has not had a good day kicking the ball. He's missed a couple of field goals and an extra point whistle. And we have some confusion. Might have been a delay of game against Colorado State. So ended up with the ball inside the 25, but they've stalled, and the Oregon defense has come up with a big play. Antoine in the slot. And now they'll put Brown in motion. That'll leave the middle wide open. Hill would possibly run here. Here's a pass that is behind the intended receiver, Antoine. McGee will try to pin it inside the 20, kind of pooches it to the right side. Brown calls fair catch, and the Rams will do it again. Or did they? Did they control that ball? Looked like both officials went to mark the ball instead of watching where it ended up.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had control when he went into the end zone.
I don't think so either, but...
Yep, that's what they're going to call it, touchback.
There's a good example of the head official coming in, talking about it, and getting it straightened away, because neither of these two officials are going to call it.
See, that ball is now into the end zone, and he bats it out. That's a very good call. 11 minutes to go. We're tied at 9-9, third quarter. Back to the run. Burwell, no, this is Dino Filion, and he's got speed. He's got legitimate 10-5 speed in the 100 meters. Kenya Ragsdale and Vincent Booker, inside backer and cornerback, converge to make the stop.
Coach Bellotti was telling me last night that he felt that Dino was one of the fastest guys they had on their offense since he had been there. And you're going to see some real quick acceleration as he cuts inside the cornerback there, misses the tackle.
Burwell now back into the lineup, and he'll go in motion and become a wide receiver. Delay screen into Burwell. Nice block by, I believe that was Howington or Justin Stark. It was Howington. And that enabled Burwell to get an additional 7 yards before the two outside linebackers, Ingram and Schneider, make the pass.
Putting Burwell in motion like that gives them the same thing as if they had three wide receivers. We're going to see O'Neal make a very definite throw. Excellent job by the up front people. Barnes makes a nice block. Those are the kind of passes that Oregon was completing very well early in the game. You know, the quick one.
O'Neal, fumble, scramble, recovered by Colorado State. Third turnover of the day for Oregon, and the second time Kenya Ragsdale has picked up a loose Oregon ball.
You're going to see the protection breaks down again on the left side. Eric Barnes has been having a hard time today with his man.
And you see Justin Stark had a chance and just couldn't quite get there. So the Rams in great field position at the 30-yard line with 9:47 to play, third quarter. Peter Shepard split near side here. He's a freshman from St. Louis. And they're going to go to him. This ball is intercepted by Isaac Walker in textbook defensive backfield coverage. Wow, what a play. Isaac Walker, his first career interception.
Great job by Walker. As the ball was in the air, it appeared that the receiver had a step on him, but he found the receiver with his body. Once he made a little bit of contact with him in his back, you're going to see him turn up inside, shield the receiver away from the ball, and as you said, this is textbook. There's no way the receiver can fight through his body, and Walker makes the catch. What a great, a tremendous emotional play. Gets the offense off the hook. Right now, the left side of the Oregon offensive line is, they're not great, not too well. They've given up some pass pressure from their side. They've jumped offside a couple times in critical situations. Offense is going to have to get that straightened away.
Well, it looks like they've also made some changes in the offensive line, and now it's the right side they can't figure out what the snap count is.
You want to come down here?
There's Filion, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
That's right, and you get a chance to jump on a team early. You got to seize it. This is obviously the kind of thing that happens. The longer this game goes on, the more that Colorado State believes they can play with the Ducks. And right now, the Ducks really are flat, very flat.
2nd and 15. O'Neal might be in an audible. And now the left side jumps. And maybe O'Neal is varying his snap count. I don't know what it is, but Oregon's offensive guards and tackles are having a heck of a rough time figuring out when they're supposed to start.
Well, you see Howington put his hands out and say, hey, you know, what's going on here? It's obviously frustration. It's not up to us to decide who's wrong there, but he definitely moved out a little bit early. But Ducks are definitely a frustrated.
You know, and the thing is, Ken, that moments ago they got one of the few emotional plays that they have had in this game, an interception. And yet they turn around, instead of taking advantage of that, have come out and put themselves in a big hole. 2nd and 20. O'Neal, quick slant. This is Corey Murphy. He does it again, and Murphy might have fumbled. Did he hold on or not? Penalty flag goes down late.
A very simple pass play. The tight end goes to the flat, and Murphy comes inside on the slant. I'll tell you, any time that O'Neal gets a chance to set his feet and make a decision, today he's been almost perfect. There's a incidental face mask. Murphy, a real nice job at getting upfield and getting the first down.
McLemore split far side with Filia on the slot. The tight end is Josh Wilcox. And we have not gotten any update on any injury to Willie Tate, but he hasn't played much today. Shedrick over the middle. Shedrick rumbles forward for another first down before Ragsdale can trip him up from behind.
Wilcox was downfield blocking. It's a good thing that he kind of tripped up because he almost was going to clip somebody. But there again, you know, at halftime we said, you know, the Ducks have had some plays that have worked. Let's get back and run them. This is the second time they've run this play, and really it's the same situation. Guys wide open. Shedrick, watch out, Wilcox, fall down. Almost a clip.
And Shedrick came close to getting a penalty for celebration, and maybe we'll detail that in a moment after this play. There's a new rule in college football. They give to Shedrick on a trap, and he's got some more daylight. Pick those feet up inside the 50 to the 45-yard line. And the new rule this year, individual players are not allowed to celebrate in a manner that is excessive, prolonged, or contrived. Those are the specific words used. But you are allowed to celebrate with your teammates.
Right there, it looked to me like he was trying to fire his guys up. Fun might break out. They got to penalize that.
O'Neal, backside pressure. Andy O'Neal goes down again. Oregon offensive line having a rough time pass protecting this afternoon on anything other than 3- or 5-step drop. So O'Neal is the injured player. And because the trainers have come out, he will have to miss at least one play, and that means the redshirt freshman Tony Graziani from Modesto, California, will come into the game. Let's see what happens.
Here again, there's pressure coming from the left side.
Don't know if he re-injured that or he just got his bell rung. But he must come out for one play if he has been attended to by a trainer.
Actually, if you call a timeout.
Or a timeout.
Right. If you call a timeout, you can leave him in there. Evidently, they've not charged the Ducks with a timeout, so he's got to come out. Mike Bellatti's got a lot of confidence in Graziani and feels the Ducks' best backup quarterback they've had since...
And he's going to throw on third down. A little out pattern. Caught right on the money to Burwell. Wow. That's a lot of gumption there by Graziani and a lot of confidence in the offensive coordinator, Mike Bellotti, and Graziani. A key third down pass. And the Ducks need to keep this drive alive. O'Neal comes back in. Graziani is now 1 for 1 in his Oregon career.
Well, and what I like here is the Oregon Ducks have chosen to run a play that Colorado State has yet to stop, the back out of the backfield. Remember what's working for you and go back to it. Graziani just, hey, looked like a pro there.
So, first down and the drive continues. Remember, the Ducks at one time during this drive were back on their own 10-yard line. O'Neal. Filia, nothing doing. Good job by the defense there. 6:14 to play, third quarter. We're tied at 9-9. Kareem Ingram made the stop on Dino Filia. Hodges had a big game as well.
Well, it's interesting. You know, Colorado State gave up over 400 yards a game last year and 27 points, but at fourth quarter, again, let's remember that they have not given up a point in the last 7 games in the fourth quarter.
O'Neal to throw. Dump over the middle. This is Malapai. And Malapai is a little short of the first down. Ingram trailing with the tackle. And it'll be a third down and 2.
Does that play look familiar?
I think we've seen that a few times.
That's right. We've seen it 3 times, and all 3 times it's been complete. It's a high percentage pass. Takes advantage of the fact that Colorado State is having to move their linebackers out and deep to defend the formation. And those are the kind, those kind of passes are easy decisions for the quarter. It's a bam-bam play, gets everyone a chance to get off and running.
Tight formation, 3rd and about 2. It's a give to Burwell, and he's got the great block and is in a foot race to the corner with Myers.
Juan Shedrack is probably one of the best blocking running backs in college football. You're going to see, how'd you like to be the corner out here on the left side and stop this guy? Boom! He explodes him out there, and a nice job by the pursuit. Greg Myers gets over there, and as a sophomore, not only can he intercept passes, he's a pretty good run defender. Like we said at the beginning of the show, reminds you a lot of the Ducks' Eric Castle. Excellent athlete who's always around the football.
Burwell with 62 yards rushing this afternoon on 15 carries. A very impressive drive by the Ducks. O'Neal dumps it, and that is an incomplete pass. So now the ball marked at the 13-yard line. You see O'Neal was behind the yard stripe, and the ball lands. I believe it landed right on the stripe.
Whoa.
It's close.
Close enough for an official to miss.
O'Neal into the end zone, has a man. Deadwiler, this time he holds on for the touchdown.
I'll tell you, great job by Danny O'Neal looking to his right and influencing the safety to allow Deadwiler to get in behind the other safety. Nobody could react in time. That's a great job by the quarterback of looking to his right for a long time and then allowing Deadwiler to find an open space and then putting the ball there. And that's a great job of getting up and getting your feet down before you go out of bounds.
So Deadwiler, the man who dropped a punt that led to the first field goal for Colorado State, redeems himself with the 13-yard touchdown reception.
Definitely a redemption catch.
And Perry Smith will hold as Thompson attempts the extra point. And this one is good. So Tommy Thompson with 10 points to 9, with 4:18 to play in the third quarter. Plays 80 yards. Actually went 90 yards because of 2 penalties to start the drive. Thompson's kick is very, very high. It's fielded at the goal line.
Big series for the Rams.
Little trap play up the middle, and Brown runs right into big number 97, Romeo Bandison, a gain of 2. Gary Williams also helping out. They're giving a little handoff on the right side for Brown and a face mask. See right there, Williams got the side of the face mask, and that'll cost him 5. Take it back. They're going to call it 15.
Yeah.
Hill, now he's faced with pressure. Nice release pass there, but the tight end, Mark Smith, couldn't hold it. Chad Cota coming hard. Brown becomes a 4th wide receiver. Quarterback draw by Hill. And he stopped short of the first down, slipped at the 50-yard line. Ernest Jones, David Massey were right there. So it'll be 3rd down and a long
lucky that he had to take off and run, because had he stayed back there to pass, you're going to see pressure come from the left side. Ernest Jones just goes roaring by his guy. He had sack in the back of his mind.
Turner's split to the near side, Antoine far side, and a double tight end look. Here's the rollout again that they really have liked. That pass was low.
That incompletion to really good pressure by the Ducks. They are not getting to Hill, but they're forcing him to throw the ball before he wants to. You can see the pressure here. He's got to unload it before he can get his feet turned and squared upfield. Nice effort by the Colorado State receiver, Mark Smith.
This one with the wind will sail near the goal line and bounce in. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Oregon leading by 7 with the football. Burwell to the outside, puts his head down and gets 4 tough yards. 2nd down. O'Neal, little slip screen to Burwell. Does a nice job just to hold on, and then takes a punishing blow from Schneider after a gain of maybe 1. Burwell once again in motion. Let's see if they go to that pass to the back coming out of the backfield. Nope, they go to Josh Wilcox, and this time Wilcox puts his head down and rumbles forward to the 40, and a first down for Oregon after a gain of 14. Roy Williams and Ragsdale made the hit.
That's really the same pass that they have been completing. It's just that the tight end and back exchange assignment. The back goes out in the flat, and the tight end comes up the seam. It's really the same, the same play, but with a different look. And an excellent call. The Ducks have run that play, or that form of that play, 5 times. Every one has been successful.
Key first down, 23 seconds on a running clock to go in the quarter. Dino Filia trying to pick his way, and no luck whatsoever.
Well, the job of the people up front are to, somewhere along the line, you got to try to get somebody to double team you so that you keep the middle linebacker free. Here's the situation where he is free and he comes up and makes the tackle. Colorado State has some really solid physical defensive players.
And that is the final play of the third quarter. We've got 15 minutes to play from Fort Collins, Colorado. It's the Ducks 16 and the Rams 9.
This is Oregon Ducks football on Prime Sports Northwest.
They go with the reverse, and this is going nowhere. 3rd and 14. O'Neal, 18 of 26 this afternoon. The Ducks 6 of 12 on 3rd down. O'Neal's going to air it out, intended for Murphy, and just overthrown. Some contact, but the ball was not catchable by Murphy.
A lot of Oregon players come taking their helmets off immediately upon they start heading off the field. That's a sign it's hot down there.
So this one is marked at the 36. The Rams may have the block on. Look out. And Thompson with a low spiral that Myers fields at his own 14. Eludes 3 Ducks and gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Situation. Colorado State has probably seen that.
Here comes the option. Hill will keep it, have to cut it back in, and there's not much daylight right there. 2nd and 8. Hill, quick dump pass to the tight end, and this time Smith holds on and has a first down. At this stage of the game, Ken, the coaches have seen just about everything from the other offenses and defenses, haven't they? And now it's a matter of making adjustments.
Well, yes, and you've seen the Ducks have made some adjustments. They're starting to go back to things that have worked for them. But there's a situation where Hill had a chance to have his feet set, threw the ball right on the money. The quick passing game is really his forte.
Counter play to Brown over the left side. Gets maybe 2 yards to the 40-yard. Approaching the 12-minute mark in this game, the season opener. Next week, the Ducks will open the home portion of their schedule. There's the out pattern. It is incomplete and closing quickly as Isaac Walker. 3rd down. The Ducks have not been able to get to Hill very often in a pass rushing situation. This time, heat up the middle, Hill to the outside, and he's not going to get the first down.
So you could say that he was still eyeing that area inside. I heard through the field mic there people yelling, watch the draw. Good job of defense. And that's the right thing to do if you're Colorado State.
And McGee against the wind, another high spiral. Brown calling for a fair catch and makes it at the 20-yard line. So Oregon, with 11:15 to play, comes back out onto the field offensively, trying to put together a long drive to put this one away. Fullback Shedrick, and he gets maybe a yard at best. O'Neal throws it deep and out of bounds, intended for Kristen McLemore. Well, the Ducks have turned it over 3 times this afternoon. 2 of those turnovers resulted in points for Colorado State. And the 1 turnover for Colorado State, an interception, ended up resulting in an Oregon drive for the go-ahead score. O'Neal, the wide-out throw, and just can't play throw and catch with McLemore, and the Ducks will have to boot it away. So he's got great speed, 4.4. Today's average just under 11 yards of return, just about what he averaged a year ago. Good snap, and the protection is excellent. Thompson with a spiral that sends Myers back to the 28. We have a penalty flag, and this one will probably come back. You can see what Myers can do. He is certainly exciting.
Really, he was, had the blocker known where the receiver was going, he wouldn't even have tried to make the block. Number 44, if you get a chance to see it. Now, there's a questionable block right there. Hands on the back. You look on the left side, right. Yeah, we already.
I think that was the one.
Yeah. Well, that first one was definitely hands on the back, too, and that's a no-no. So the officials missed that and caught the second one.
10:08 to play. Oregon leading 16-9.
Ducks have yet to get a turnover. This would be a good place for one.
They had the one interception, but no fumble recoveries. Brown, and they've done a really good job on Brown today. He has had almost no daylight at all to run to.
Cota is really an outstanding football player. He can run. He loves to hit.
And remember last year he played virtually the entire season with a broken thumb. It really reduced his ability to make big plays. We have some early movement there. The ball is up. We've got one penalty flag down for sure.
They're going to call the outside receiver for blocking downfield while the ball was in the air.
That'll be... So the penalty will go against Colorado State, mark it off 5 yards.
Paul Turner was the guilty party there, blocking downfield.
True freshman from San Diego.
Ducks actually lucky, though, because that running back was uncovered out there.
This might be intercepted. Oh, no, it's caught by Turner. And Dante Lewis saw that one coming, and Turner managed to catch it and get to the turf before the two fives collided.
This is potentially, if that ball had not been thrown low like that, I think, yeah, that's what happened. The ball was thrown low enough that Dante didn't really get a clear shot at it. That would have been an interesting collision.
Oh, I tell you, Lewis can put it on you. 3rd and 7. They come with a counter play to Brown, and nothing doing. They try to cross the Ducks up. Remember, at the end of the second quarter, with the Ducks trying defensively to get the ball back deep in Colorado State territory on a key 3rd down play, they ran that same play, that little counter tray. Rockwell made the stop, and the Rams forced to punt it away. This one, a long spiral. Brown will receive it at the 30. The ball, is it loose? The officials looking for the football. What happened?
The side judge doesn't, kind of confused. Penalty flag down.
7:17 to play. Here's your illegal block. And you can see John Tomo-Peao being attended to. Looks like he'll be...
You can see the infraction. It's going to happen right over by the line. There it is. Hands on the back. Didn't look like much, but that's definitely illegal and really poor judgment.
Neither team has scored here in the 4th quarter. The only points of the second half, a touchdown pass by O'Neal to Deadwiler. And O'Neal just throws this one away.
Chance of trying to put more points. You know, that's a hard thing to resist, getting greedy. There's really not been a lot of evidence that the deep man's going to be open.
O'Neal throws it to McLemore, kind of wounded Duck, but McLemore retrieves the ball and comes up a little bit short of the first down. Ragsdale made the stop. And McLemore coming up a little slow as well. His first reception.
Well, it's a good thing that McLemore was that open. You're going to see this ball. Yeah. O'Neal's not in great position to throw it. It's fluttering.
And McLemore has to understand he's got to get upfield. And he did the best he could and came up just about a half a yard shy.
Yeah, this is a big play for Colorado State.
Last time the Ducks went to a power play with Burwell carrying. Shedrick the lead block. This time it's O'Neal on the keeper, and it appears that he has the first down. So that keeps the drive alive, keeps the clock rolling. 6:20 left to play, 4th quarter.
Sure, that was a 2.5 minute play right there. Getting the difference between getting the first down and not getting the first down. They'll at least be able to run off another 2.5 minutes.
Deadwiler in motion. Fake the reverse. O'Neal didn't fake anybody. Here comes the blitz. O'Neal, perfect call. Burwell, and he's got all day to run. He's got more than all day. Big play of the ball game. Strode and Williams prevent the touchdown, but perfectly executed play, perfect call against the defense.
And a nice job of O'Neal getting the ball off before the rush got to him. I was watching Burwell on the play, and it looks to me like he misses his block, But the reason he does is he's got to get out in the screen, and O'Neal does a nice job. You know, he stayed in his back pedal to buy himself a little bit of time, and it's wide open. The linebacker responsible for covering Burwell got caught up inside. And right now, you'd like for some of those blockers to get in the screen.
Burwell with 6 receptions for 82 yards this afternoon. None bigger than that. O'Neal will continue to throw. Looks over the middle. He's got a man. Touchdown, Christian McLemore. McLemore's second career touchdown, and the Ducks extend their lead at the most appropriate time.
That's just like a basketball game when some guy's out at 40 feet, you're going, no, 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 and as the ball goes in, you go, yes! Obviously a great call because it was a touchdown.
Well, and also at a time where with the clock rolling down, Colorado State was in a defense to deny the run, and the play-action pass was simply sensational. And for O'Neal, the second time in his career and for the second consecutive season opener, over 300-yard passing, now 307.
Well, the other thing is the Ducks had advantage of field position. They were in 4-down territory. You know, they figure at the least they got a shot at 4th down and getting a field goal, so why not go for it?
And for the first time in 8 games, Colorado State has given up points in the 4th quarter. This time it might be the capping points for an Oregon win. 4:35 to play, and the Ducks leading by 14.
You see it, the touchdown that puts it away. Colorado State then comes back and tries to maybe cross the Ducks up with a running play, but no fooling there.
Chad Cota played a very fine football game, as did most of the defenders. We've got a fresh group of defensive linemen. Bryant Jackson, call him BJ.
Call him
Makes
trouble.
the sack. Trouble. He is strong, very physical. You can see he's getting shoved in the face mask here. Comes off and gets the sack. Mark Slyman in there as well. Bryant Jackson is a redshirt freshman, 290-pounder, and he bench presses over 400 pounds. Another nice play by #1 Alex Molden.
You mentioned Mark Slyman. Well, he'll get his name in the old stats right there. I thought that was a fumble.
That
Coach.
was a fumble.
And remember, you can return that behind the line of scrimmage this year.
And we had, and DJ Cabrera's picking it up. You can see the ball's out right there. It's coming out. He's not down. DJ's got it. He scooped it. He's gone. Touchdown, Ducks. No luck.
Just a sack and a loss of 7, unfortunately. And then Hill, pass, and Alex almost got that one, too.
Almost did. Playing a little bit deeper. We don't want to give up anything deep here. And here we try to let Tommy kick a 61-yarder. Distance is there, but he hooked it a little left.
He made a 2-yarder in the
practice on
the
Friday
day before, and
yes.
I think he hit the post from 67, so
yes.
It was certainly not out of his range. Anyway, that's the final score, 23-9. The Ducks pick up the victory over Colorado State, a good opening day win. Let's take a look at some of the final statistics. First of all, the team statistics, and you can see Oregon dominating in the first downs, and the passing yardage, a big discrepancy there. Danny O'Neal throwing for over 300 yards for the second consecutive opening day. Total offense just under 400, just over 200 for CSU. Turnovers. It's rare to win on the road when you're -2 in the turnover department, but Oregon did. The punting department, you know, you mentioned that Tommy hadn't practiced much, but he averaged 44 yards and had a nice one inside the 20 as well. Third down conversion, a good percentage there, and the defense, once again, that's what, 20% for CSU defensively on their third down conversions. Danny O'Neal, nice numbers there, 21-33, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Sean Burwell led the way in the rushing department. Tackles, well, CSU only had 59 snaps, so you're not going to get many guys in double digits, but Chad Cota, #7, David Massey, and Alex Molden leading the way. After the game, we went into the locker room, and our Pat McGilvery got these comments from the players.
Mistakes, too many mistakes. You can't be fumbling the ball on the 10, and I made a couple mistakes. Shouldn't take some sacks and some big plays. So just a few mental mistakes, but I think it's to be expected the first game anyways. But we need to overcome those for the Pac-10.
Came in, we had a rookie snapper and a new holder, and wasn't sure how things were going to go, but they did a heck of a job today, you know, and you know, we got things done. That last field goal, I'm a little disappointed in myself, you know, had the distance, but just hooked it a little bit.
I mean, it was my first, Willie went down, and I was, my first half ever. This is my first game ever in college football, and after I loosened up, my second half was a lot better, and I started clicking, and it felt more comfortable to me.
Our offense didn't play bad. They just had some mistakes, I thought. They moved the ball well, and they came through at the end for us, But yeah, we played well. We're happy as a defense. I mean, anytime you can hold a team to single digits, you got to be happy.
Well, what happened was the safety cheated, and he got caught doing it. And I just went over him. He took his eyes off me for a second, and Danny seen that. And I just sat in the back of the end zone. Then all of a sudden, I seen a floating ball coming to me, and it was just. I didn't even think about the ball coming to me. I was just thinking about getting up there and getting it. And then when I got it, I just pulled it down, tucked it in, and said, just let me fall down and just be happy. And then that's what happened.
The offense, picked it up the whole second half. For a whole half an hour, they played smash mouth, and that's what it's all about. And they picked it up. Unfortunately, we had some adversity, but we came through it, and everything was okay. So
yeah, you lost Herman right away.
Yeah, that hurt us a lot. But but we got a great secondary. We got a lot of young talent, and guys just stepped up. Guys stepped up all day.
I guess the touchdown pass was called. It was a play action pass, and I was lined up in like a left twin. And I was supposed to be off the ball. See, I don't play that position too often. And I jumped back, thank God, in time, get off the ball. Saw the safety, Corey was coming on a cutback. I saw the safety start to bite, and I was supposed to do a deep curl. And I looked, I saw Danny, kind of look back and look at me, so I just took it up in between them. Kind of it was a messed up play on my part, but I just did what the best I could and got 6 points for us.
Well, messed up play, but 6 points, you'll take that, huh? You don't need to draw those up, huh?
No, we adjust a lot of routes. That one was adjusted on the run, so to speak, but real nice play by Kristen, recognizing that change in the coverage, and Danny picking it up and throwing it in for the 6 points.
All right.